You've perhaps heard of victory gardens. Those were domestic vegetable gardens grown during the World Wars. Now the city may be sprouting pandemic gardens. Mark Stewart has recently bicycled hundreds of kilometers in total, delivering free seeds to people right across this city, all part of the program Food Up Front. The result may just be more tasty vegetables sprouting up in people's front yards and balconies all over the city this summer. Mark Stewart is with Transition Toronto and a co-organizer of all this, and he's on the line. Mark, tell me the idea here behind Food Up Front.
Hi. Thanks for having me. So Food Up Front, we came up with this back in January as a way to get people to reduce their dependency on fossil fuels and to build community resiliency. And since COVID-19 happened, it's really just exploded with people being a lot more concerned about food security and looking for ways to connect with their community more.
So the idea is that, people grow their gardens on their front lawns and so on, because people will see it. Tell me why that's important.
Yeah, so we're trying to raise the visibility of locally grown food and to sort of break the stigma about growing food wherever you can in the city. We're hoping by raising the visibility where people can see the food as they walk to school or work or wherever they're going, that they'll have more conversations about local food and recognize the importance of it. Yeah.
What do you mean by the stigma of growing food in the city?
Well, a lot of people are reluctant to get rid of their manicured lawns. And I think until recently, it was actually illegal to grow food in the front yard. But the city has changed its bylaws, so we can now do that. I've had a lot of people ask me, isn't this illegal? But no, it's not.
And these seeds, where are you getting all these seeds that you've been delivering all over town on your bicycle?
Well, the original seeds came from Toronto Seed Library and CD Saturdays. Those all had to close because of all the COVID-19 closures. So we were looking for ways to get those seeds into people's hands rather than have them just sitting in drawers going bad. So we got about 2,000 seed packets from those avenues. And then since things have sort of taken off, we've also gotten seed donations from Mark Cullen, from Friends of Allen Gardens. They gave us their extra seeds, and Canada Compost Council also has donated. So now my floor is awash in seed packets.
So the seed shortage or the challenge of accessing seeds has not slowed you down? Because you must have a lot of demand.
Yeah, so far we're keeping up with it. We've had quite a bit of demand, and I've run out of seeds a few times and gone scrambling. But I've been able to keep it stocked. But yeah, a lot of seed companies are way behind on their orders because everyone's growing vegetable gardens this year. Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that demand in terms of the feedback that you're getting from those interested and those who've got their seeds and are soon to be gardeners.
Well, the demand has been much, much greater than we had originally anticipated, which is amazing. We were hoping to maybe get 100 people interested, but so far we have dropped off seeds to 300 households, and a little over 200 of those are community activators, we're calling them. So we're dropping off extra seeds to them, and they're going to grow their own Food Up Front garden, and then also reach out to neighbors and friends and family and try to also get them involved and give them extra seeds as well. So the goal is to create food streets where food is plentiful and visible, and there's a lot of food sharing going on.
So in your ultimate vision of how this works, how many gardens and food plots is this city going to see?
Well, we'll see. I don't know. As many, I'll keep giving out seeds as long as I've got them and people are willing to grow them. So I'd like to see food growing on every street, especially in places in the city where there are food security issues, because there are quite a few of those. So, there's definitely a need for it, and I'd like to see it everywhere.
You think this pandemic has got more people thinking or perhaps rethinking food sustainability?
Yeah, I mean, as terrible as it's been a really good opportunity to take a step back and really think about where our food comes from and the long supply chains that a lot of it has to go through in order to get to us, and how resilient those supply chains are. And we're finding that maybe they're not as resilient as we would like. So I am hoping that this becomes a more permanent step toward local resiliency and food security in the city.
And tell me why. I know this is something that you've been involved with for quite some time. Why do you think that now, more than ever, it's really important for people to perhaps rethink their lawn space or their balcony space and start growing these gardens?
Well, I think right now we've got the time. A lot of people are working from home, so and they're also, trapped in their home more or less. So they're going a bit stir crazy, and they want to get outside. So this is a way to fit that need, but also to increase community health by having healthy vegetables available to people, and also to address the larger crisis. So there's COVID-19, which is a crisis, and then there's climate change, which is sort of COVID-19 is the crisis within the crisis, basically. Mm-hmm. So this program sort of helps us address all of those things at once, I think. So people are really excited about it.
It's good to talk to you about this, Mark. All the best. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Mark Stewart is with Transition Toronto and a co-organizer of this Food Upfront initiative. Food Upfront provides free seeds to people to grow vegetable patches in their front yards, their balconies, their planters. If you want more information, go to transitiontoronto.org.